Hello friends, I am Lakshmi Kant. Hope you all are fine, my dear. Here in this part, that one is the last part of Animal Kingdom. In this part, dear, here the classes will remain here for phylum Chordata. So dear, in this phylum Chordata, there are some classes is be here. So previous lecture I was told you about the classes that is cyclostomes. Now here I am going to proceed that very phylum of different classes, that is phylum. Which one phylum? This one phylum what? Chordata. Okay, Chordata is here. So in this very phylum, what we understand here, because in previous part I was told you about the phylum Chordata, what the Chordata is there, what the classification of their vertebrates, non-vertebrates, what the comparison between chordates and non-chordates, what the classification of all the vertebrates I was told in previous class. Okay, so now here I'm going to tell you about the phylum Chordata. There is a some classes will be here, and previous part, that is in part 9, I was told you about the classes cyclostomata. Clear? So little bit some point is be remaining there, that is in cyclostomata. That is what, see what the classes I was told you in previous part, that is cyclostomata. Cyclostomata, see here in the cyclostomata, what I was told there, I was told there a point, the name of the point, that is what heart, that is about how many chamber have they're having, two chambered, one auricle and one ventricle. Some of them have what? Electric organs. See, some of them have what? Electric organ. What I'm saying here, some of them what? Electric organ. So electric organ is here. So that is which one having the electric organ? Also you hear the name torpedo. Yes, torpedo. Clear? Torpedo is the example of what? Electric organ which has what? High voltage in there. Some poses what? Poison sting. Some poses what, my dear? Poison sting. Poison sting, my dear. So what the poison sting? Here the example, that is trigon. What I'm saying here, trigon, my dear. See, this one is trigon. They having what? Poses poison sting. What I'm saying, poison sting. Now some are what? Poikilothermal. Hope so you know the meaning of poikilothermal. That is cold-blooded animal. They are what? They are cold-blooded animal. They are what? Cold-blooded animal. So if I'm saying here the cold-blooded animal, so here one term is here, that is poikilothermal. Poikilothermal, my dear. Correct? This one is what? Poikilothermal. One is the homeothermal, warm-blooded, and second one is what? Poikilothermal, that is cold-blooded animal. So poikilothermal animals, that is they lack of what? The lack of capacity. So the lack of what? Capacity to regulate their body temperature. To regulate their what? I'm saying body temperature. Correct? See. So here I'm saying that what? They are cold-blooded. There are two types of the animals. Basically, one is what? Cold-blooded. Second one is what? Warm-blooded animal. So if I'm saying here that the cold-blooded animal, it means what? They have lacked the capacity to regulate the body temperature according to the change in environment. But whenever I'm talking about the homeothermal, that is warm-blooded animal, it means that the organs which has capability to regulate their body temperature according to the change in environment. Suppose we all are what? having homothermal, warm-blooded. We all have the what capability to regulate their body temperature according to the change in environment, right? Now see, after that, just go through the NCRT. Here the cyclostomata. See here the cyclostomata, what the thing is written here. Let's see. All living members of this classes cyclostomata are what ectoparasite. I was told this one thing. On some fishes, yes, they have elongated body bearing 6 to 15 pair of gill slits. This one is I was also told in part 9, my dear. See, this one is the part 9, but this one is wait for a moment. Wait for a moment, my dear. This one is part 10. Okay. This one is what? This one is part 10, my dear. What I'm writing here, part 10. Wait for a moment. Here I'm writing what? Part 10. Okay, okay. Let me. This one is what? Part 10. Okay. This one is what? Part 10. Okay. See, this one is diagram of what? Cyclostomata. Clear? They have what? 6 to 15 pair of what? 6 to 15 pairs of what? Gill slits. Wait a moment. Gill slits. For what purpose? For respiration. Cyclostomes having what? A sucking and circular mouth. While I'm saying that sucking and circular mouth, they see this one is the what? Petromyzon without jaw. Their body is devoid of scales, paired fins. See this one the what? Paired fins. Cranium and vertebral column are cartilaginous, made up of cartilage. Circulation is which one type? Closed type circulatory system. Yes, not open. Cyclostomes are marine, but migrate for spawning to fresh water. Yes or no? For spawning with a few days, they die, and their larvae, after metamorphosis, return to the ocean. I was told in previous lecture, that is in part 9, my dear. Example here is what? Petromyzon, lamprey, and myxine. Hag fix is there. Now the thing is here, going to be start what? See about the skull. I am going to tell you about the skull, my dear. So see, here I can divide this in two parts. One is monocondalic. The skull is of two types. One is what? Monocondalic. What am I saying? Monocondalic. First, and second one is what? Dicondalic. What I'm saying? Second one is dicondalic. So what the meaning of monocondalic and dicondalic? See, if I'm saying here that monocondalic, that having what? Only one of the skull is be here, that is monocondalic. Basically, the example is here is which one? Is I says you say reptiles also, apes also, and what? Apes also you say what? Birds. Clear? They all have what? Which type of skull? Monocondalic. But whenever I'm talking about the dicondalic, it means what? Amphibia, and what? Mammalia are which type of skull? That is what? Dicondalic here. Correct? So now see, if this one thing is clear, now here I'm going to divide the types of animals. Okay, see, types of animals. If anybody can ask you what the type of animals, see, types of what? Animals, my dear. Here one is what? Cold blooded, that is also known as what? Poikilothermal. Cold blooded animal. So here I am saying if what? Poikilothermal, this one is what? Cold blooded. This one is poikilothermal. What I'm saying here? Poikilothermal. See, if I'm saying here the poikilothermal, which one is the example is here? This example is what? Fish. Correct? Next one is what? Amphibia. Amphibia. And third one is what? Reptilia. Reptilia. These all are what? Full-blooded animal, or you say the word poikilothermal. Correct? Now, second one is what? Warm-blooded animal. Warm, wait a moment. Warm-blooded. What I'm writing here? Warm-blooded. Warm-blooded animal, in another way, what we say? Homeothermal. And you already know that the homeothermal means what? The organisms which has the capability, or you say the ability to maintain their body temperature according to the change in environment. Let's see here which one is the example of homeothermal. All the birds and what? Mammals. All the birds and mammals belongs to which one? Warm-blooded animal. Clear? So this one is the thing. Now, second thing that is also you have to be know here, type of fins. How many types of fins is it? See, this one is important to know. Okay, so that's why I'm telling to you. Types of fins. Wait a moment. Wait a moment. Types of fins I am saying. See, types of fins here. That is what? Number one. Number one is what? Paired fins. So if I am saying here the paired fins, then it classified into two parts. One is what? Pectoral. One is what? Pectoral fins. Second one is pelvic fin. Correct? Now, second one is what? Unpaired fins. Unpaired. Unpaired fins. Which one is what? Dorsal. Dorsal. Second one is what? Ventral. Ventral. And third one is what? Caudal. Correct? Now, I'm going to make a diagram of the face and telling you about the fins. That what the types of fins is here. See here. Wait a moment. See, in this way I like to make. Clear? See, this one is the pectoral fin. This one is what? Pectoral fins. Okay. Now, which one is the pelvic fin? See, this one is what? Pelvic fin. Okay. Okay. This one is what? The pelvic fin. And this one is what? Ventral fin. This one is which one type of fin? This one is what? Ventral. Ventral fin. And this one is which type of fin? This one is, wait a moment. This one is dorsal. Clear? Yes. This one is the ventral upper. This one is the lower region. That is what? Dorsal fin. right? Okay. So now, if anybody can ask you about the mm, sexes, let's see here in the classes chondriocytes. See here, chondriocytes. Before chondriocytes, here the something is missing. Wait for a moment. Wait for a moment. I'm going to tell you about. See, this one is the thing. Okay, after this one, I'm going to tell you this one thing. Okay, see about the sexes. See, about the what? Sexes. See, sexes are separate. What I'm saying here, sexes are separate, my dear. Clear? Sexes are separate in which one? In male. In male. Pelvic fins. Pelvic fins bears what? Claspers. Bears what? Claspers, my dear. They have internal fertilization. They have what? They have internal fertilization. Clear? And many of them are viviparous. It means they give birth to young ones. And many of them are what? Viviparous. Now see in a diagram. See here what the diagram is. Clear? Here they are marine chondriocytes. Chondriocytes is which one type? See this one. See the NCERT line. What the NCERT line here? They are marine animals with a streamlined body. See this one, the streamlined body. It's caldium and have cartilaginous endoskeleton. Mouth is located ventrally. See this one is the mouth. Mouth is what? Ventrally located. Notochord is persistent throughout life. Gill slits are separate without operculum. Here is not covering. Operculum is what? Without covering. Without gills cover. The skin is what? Tough, containing minute palacoid scales. Which one scale is it? Palacoid scales. You see here I am telling you about the palacoid scales. Correct? Warm-blooded animals. See, palacoid skulls. Teeth are what? Modified palacoid. Yes, so I was tell you about in part 9 these all things which are backwardly directed. Clear? They have what? Jaws are very powerful. These animals predaceous. शिकारी होता है, शिकार करता है ना. Due to the absence of air bladder के absence होने के वजह से they have to swim constantly to avoid sinking. This was I was told you in part 9. Correct? Now see. The members of subphylum Vertebrata are notochord. Clear? The members of the subphylum Vertebrata possess what? Notochord during the embryonic period. Correct? The notochord is replaced by cartilaginous body or bony body known as vertebral column. This one is important line in the adult. All the vertebrates are chordates. This one is very important line. See, all vertebrates are chordates, but all chordates आर नॉट वर्टिब्रेट्स. जितने वर्टिब्रेट्स हैं वो सारे कॉर्डेट्स हैं, लेकिन सारे कॉर्डेट्स हमारे वर्टिब्रेट्स नहीं होते हैं. ये ध्यान में रखने वाली बात है. बिसाइड दिस बेसिक कॉर्डेट कैरेक्टर्स, वर्टिब्रेट्स हैव वेंट्रल मस्कुलर हार्ट. हार्ट किधर है? आगे की ओर. वेंट्रल मस्कुलर हार्ट विथ 2 और 3 और 4 चैम्बर्ड, जिसमें क्या है? 3, किसी में 4 भी, किसी में 2 भी है. किडनी होते हैं इसके अंदर. हाँ, किसके लिए? फॉर एक्सक्रीशन के लिए. ऑस्मो रेगुलेशन टू मेंटेन द बॉडी टेम्परेचर. एंड पेयर अपेंडेज भी होता है विच मे बी फिन्स और लिम्स. वो अपेंडेज क्या हो सकता है? फिन्स भी, और साथ में क्या लिम्स हो सकते हैं। क्लियर। अब बात आती है किसकी, यहाँ पे हम लोग बात करते हैं किसका, कॉन्डियोकाइट्स की हम लोग बात कर लिए। क्लियर। इससे पहले हम लोग साइक्लोस्टोम्स देख चुके हैं, ये सारा चीज देख चुके हैं फाइलम कॉर्डेट्स के अंदर साइक्लोस्टोम्स क्या है। ओके। फिर इसके बाद हम लोग उसके स्कल के ऊपर देख लिए, फिर इसके बाद कॉन्ड्रियोकाइट्स को हम लोग देखें, इसके सब फाइलम्स हम लोग देखें। अब यहाँ पे ध्यान देना है क्या, जो ऑस्टियोकाइट्स हैं हमारे, है ना, जैसे हम लोग बोल सकते हैं क्या कि सर जो कॉन्ड्रियोकाइट्स हैं जनरली वो होते क्या है, वो होते क्या है जनरली, ध्यान देने वाली बात कि सर बेसिकली दे ऑल हैव व्हाट, टू चैम्बर्ड, है ना, हार्ट इज व्हाट, टू चैम्बर्ड. So see here the two chambered heart is here. One is auricle and one is what? Ventricle. Some of the electric organ. See this one is the what? Torpedo, and some poses poison sting, trigon. They are what? Poikilothermus. Just I say they lack the capacity to regulate the body temperature. Sexes are separate. In male, pelvic fins bear claspers. They have internal fertilization, and many of them what baby pairs. Correct. So this one is the example of what a Scordion dogfish. What I'm saying here, the Scordion dogfish, Scordion dogfish, Pristis sawfish, Carcharodon, great white shark, and Trigon, a stinging ray, stinging ray. Clear? And this one is what? Seahorse, Hippocampus, or you say the Katla, that is fish. Now, in osteokites. So before, here I am going to write about the osteokites. Wait for a moment. Now I am writing what? The class. Next class is what? Osteokites. Osteokites. See, in osteokites, what it includes? In it includes both. What both? That is both marine and freshwater. Marine and what I'm saying? Marine and freshwater species. That is found in both marine as well as what? Freshwater fishes, right? Now see. Here, if I'm saying that it includes both marine and freshwater fishes with which type? With bony endoskeleton. Which type of endoskeleton is here? Bony endoskeleton. See, bony endoskeleton. So that's why I'm saying here their body is streamlined. Their body is what, my dear? A streamlined body, right? Streamlined body means क्या हो गया, नाव के आकार के जैसा, है ना। ऐसा क्यों? इसलिए ताकि वाटर की जो फ्रिक्शन है उसके ऊपर कम लग सके और आसानी से वो क्या करे, फ्लोट कर सके। जस्ट लाइक एरोप्लेन बॉडी भी कैसा होता है, स्ट्रीमलाइन बॉडी होता है। क्यों? ताकि एयर की फ्रिक्शन को रिड्यूस कर सके, है ना। दिस वन थिंग। नाउ नेक्स्ट थिंग दैट इज व्हाट, माउथ. व्हाट टाइप ऑफ माउथ इज हियर? Mouth is mostly terminal. Mouth is mostly, what I'm saying, terminal, my dear. Correct? Correct. Now, they have four pairs of gills. What I'm writing? They have what? Four paired of what? Four pair of gills, which are are covered, which are covered with which are covered with which one? Which one? Covered covered with an operculum, covered with an operculum, that is gills cover operculum, and this operculum on each side. I'm writing here on each side, my dear. Correct? Now, the fourth point is here is what? As skin is covered with which one? The skin is covered with cycloid. Cycloid you say, or you say the tenoid skin. Yes, correct. And annually is also present. What I'm saying here, annually also present, right? Ear bladder. What about the ear bladder, my dear? See here, ear bladder. Ear bladder is what? Present. Here ear bladder is present, but in which one? Which one have the circular mouth? They are having what? Absent of what? Ear bladder. Correct. So ear bladder is present. So if air bladder is present, which regulates buoyancy. Which regulate what here? I am saying buoyancy. Which regulate buoyancy. What type of the heart is here? Heart is two-chambered. Here, heart is, my dear, two-chambered. If I am saying here the heart is two-chambered, that is one ventricle and one auricle. Right? One auricle and one ventricle is here. Correct? Now, is there a cold-blooded? Yes, definitely. They are cold-blooded animals. They are what? Cold-blooded animals. Also known as what? Poikilothermal, which do not maintain their body temperature according to change in environment. So now, what the sexes are here? Wait a moment. Here, the sexes are what? Separate. The sexes are what? Separate. Fertilization is usually which one? External. Fertilization is usually which one? External. They are mostly oviparous. They are mostly what? Oviparous. And development is direct. And we say direct development. Direct development by the correct. Is that clear? Now see with the help of NCERT. What the NCERT say here. Clear? So what the thing I'm saying here now? The same thing that is written in your NCERT also. Right? Let's see one. And then after the example is also given here. Okay. See this one. Here, if I'm saying about the classes osteochites, it includes both marine and what and here? Water, both. Bony endoskeleton. Their body is which one type? Streamlined body. Mouth is mostly terminal. They have 4 pair of gills which are covered by an operculum on each side. The skin is covered with cycloid and ctenoid scales. Air bladder is present which regulates what? Buoyancy. Heart is two-chambered, one auricle and one ventricle. They are cold-blooded animal, my dear. Clear? Yes. Sexes are separate. Fertilization is usually external, mostly oviparous, and development is what? Direct. Clear? So everything is written here about the osteocytes, that whatever I tell right now. Now, here the most important thing, that is what? Example. So what the example is here? See. One is marine, that is exocoetus, that is flying fish. Hippocampus, this is called seahorse. Freshwater, labio, rohu you say. Katla, clarius, magur. In aquarium, beta, fighting fish. Next, pterophyllum, angelfish. Okay. These all are the example of what? Osteocytes. Correct? Correct. Now, the time here to what? Know about the amphibia. See what I am telling to you. Now the class, next class is what? Amphibia. See here. Now I am going to tell what? Which one class? Which one class? Amphibia. Amphibia. If I'm saying about the amphibia, the meaning of amphibia, see here, in amphibia, meaning of amphi means what? Both. Amphi means what? Both. And bia means what? Organisms. It means what? Those organisms. What I'm writing here, see here, those organisms which live on land. ऐसे प्राणी जो दोनों जगह पे रहे, लैंड पे भी, थल पे भी और जल में भी. Those organisms which live on land as well as in water also. Those organisms which live on, what I'm saying, which live on what I'm saying, land as well as in what? Water also. I'm saying water. Clear? So that's why. So as the name indicates, this derived from the Greek words amphi. See here what I'm writing. It derived from Greek word. What the Greek word, my dear? Here the Greek word amphi. Amphi means what? Dual. And bios means what? Life. Means dual life. The amphibian can live in aquatic as well as what? Terrestrial. Okay. Most of them, let's see another. Most of them, what? 2 pair of limbs. 2 pairs of limbs, my dear. Here, what I'm saying to you, body is divided into, body is what I'm saying, divided into head and trunk. Head and what I am saying? Trunk, my dear. Clear? The body is divided into head and trunk. Tail may be present. किसी में tail होता भी है, किसी में नहीं भी होता है. So tail may be present. है ना, but not in all, in some. Correct. Now, the amphibian skin is moist. Have you seen a frog? But the skin is there. Yes, that is moist skin, right? Yes or no? Moist skin. So without scales, without scales, my dear. Correct. Now, if anybody can ask you about the eyes, then what you say? The eyes, the eyes have eyelids. See, I have also eyelids. This one is the upper eyelids. This one is what? Lower eyelids. So in the same way, amphibia also have what? The eyes have what? Eyelids, as well as the tapetum. I also have a tapetum, represents the ear. Tapetum. This one is pinna. This one is pinna. Okay. Tapetum. This tapetum represents ear. Represents what? Represents the ear. Clear? Now see. What about the alimentary canal? Here the alimentary canal. Here the alimentary canal usually is alimentary canal, as well as what? Urinary and reproductive tract. And what I'm saying? Reproductive tract. Here the three physiology I'm telling here: alimentary canal, urinary, and reproductive tract open. Where it open? Where it open? Open into a common chamber. Open into a what? Common chamber. That very common chamber is called cloaca. Called what? Cloaca, my dear. What are you saying? Cloaca. Correct. Correct. Now, see. Correct. Here, all the parts of what? These all are the general characteristics of amphibia. Some also is here. Let's see. Before we see that NCERT line, there are some point is also here. What the important point is here? See, about the respiration. Respiration is by what? Gills, right? Correct. Through a skin also. What are you saying? And through a skin also. Clear? The heart having three chamber, that is two auricle and one ventricle. Clear? Yes. And finally, they are cold-blooded animals. Amphibia generally use poikilothermal. They cannot maintain their body temperature according to the change in environment. Right? Sexes are separate. Here the sexes are what? Separate, and the fertilization is external. They are oviparous, as well as what the development is what? Indirect. Clear? Let's check with the help of NCERT. See, line by line, that what the thing is given here. See, as the name indicates, what? Greek amphi means dual, bios means what? Life. Just I tell here, amphibians can live on both aquatic as well as what? Terrestrial. It means what? They live on both land as well as in water also. This one is the habitats. Okay, most of them have two paired of limbs. See here, two paired of limbs. Body is divided into head. This one is the head. This one is the head, and this one is the what? Trunk. Okay. Tail may be present in some. See in this one. Salamander, they having what? Tails. Amphibian's skin is what? Moist. It means what? Without scale is here. The eye have eyelids. In the same way, a tapetum represents here the ear, alimentary canal, urinary, and reproductive tract all open into a common chamber. That very common chamber is called what? Cloaca, which open to the exterior. Respiration is what? By gills. How they respire? Gills along with the lungs also. Why I'm saying the lungs also? Because they live on land also. No? So if they live on land, so at time they respire with the help of lungs or through the moist skin. But when they live in water, they respire through gills. So that's why I'm saying lungs and through what? Skin. The heart is how many chambered? Three chambered heart. That is two auricle and one ventricle, my dear. Correct? So these are cold-blooded, poikilothermal. They do not maintain their body temperature according to the changing environment. Sexes are what, dear? Separate. So that's why I'm saying here what? Dioecious. Fertilization is which one? Is external. And they are what? Oviparous. They lay eggs and development is indirect. They first give what? Larva and then after changing to adult. Correct? There are two types of development. I was told in first part, okay, direct development and indirect development. If I'm saying the direct development, it means what? They directly converted into a young ones. They doesn't come into larva stage. But if I'm saying here that what indirect, they first come into the larva, then change into an adult, right? See, here the examples of some amphibians. Bufo, that is stored. Rana, frog. This one is Rana tigrana. Hyla, tree frog. Salamanders, Echinotus, Limbless, Amphibia. So these all are what classes amphibia. These all are the examples. So you have to be focused here that mainly thing is what? Example. Right? Now, here I'm going to tell you about the class Reptilia, my dear. See, the another class is what? Class Reptilia. What I'm writing here? Reptilia. See, in Reptilia, what are the main points here? The class name, the class name refers to their what? Refers to their what? Creeping. What I'm saying? Creeping or wait a moment. What I'm saying here? Creeping. Creeping का मतलब क्या होता है? रेंगना, है ना? Creeping. As well as what? Creeping, or you say what? Crawling. Or you say what? Crawling mode of locomotion. Crawling mode of locomotion. Clear? Here the Latin name represent here reptilia to creep or to crawl. Correct? Now, second thing that is what? They are mostly terrestrial. They are what? Mostly, what I'm saying? Terrestrial. So if I'm saying here the mostly terrestrial animal, it means what? They live on mostly land. Clear? And their body is covered by what? Cornified skin. Cornified skin. And their body is covered. See what I'm writing? And their body is covered by dry and cornified skin. What I'm saying? Cornified skin. Clear? Clear? This one is the thing. Now, second point that is very important to know here, they do not have external ear. Whatever I have external ear, but they do not have any external ear, my dear. So we all have external ear, so they do not have any external ear opening. Clear? And this external opening is absent here. Correct? They do not have external ear opening. That is what tapetum. What I'm saying? Tapetum, which represents ear. It represents what? Ear. Correct? Now, if anybody can you ask you about that, tell me the limbs. The limbs is here? Yes. Limbs when present. Limbs when present are two pairs. How much pair? Two pair of limbs, my dear. So these all are the point that is very important. Clear? So you have to be right and learn this one thing. And this one is what? If I'm talking about what? The heart is usually three chambered. Heart is usually how many chambered? Usually three chambered. But in some having what? Four chambered also. Four chambered also. Which one four chambered? In crocodile. Four chambered heart. Which one? Crocodile. Clear? So clear? So now see. Reptiles are poikilothermal or homeothermals? Yes, good. Reptiles are what, my dear? Poikilothermal. What I'm saying here? Poikilothermal. So if I'm saying here the poikilothermal, that is what? Cold-blooded animal, right? Snakes, lizards shed their scales or skin. So that is skin cast, and that is ectodermal, right? Sexes are what here? Sexes are separate. Sexes are what? Separate here. Fertilization. What type of the fertilization is here, my dear? You know, the fertilization is what? Inter. Clear? They are oviparous, and development is what? Direct, my dear. See, according to NCERT, what the NCERT is here, dear? See. According to NCERT, what we know here, see, the class names here refers to the creeping, or you say what? Creeping, or you say what? Crawling mode of locomotion. Just I tell. Latin rapier or raptum, to creep or crawl. They are mostly what? Terrestrial animals, just I told. And body is covered by a dry or cornified skin. Epidermal scales or scutes, you say. They do not have external ear opening. Tapetum here. Here the tapetum represents what? Tapetum represents what? Tapetum represents ear. Limbs, if present, then it is in pair. Heart is usually three chambered, but four chambered is also present where in crocodile. This one is very important. Okay, reptiles are poikilothermal. That is what I'm saying. Cold-blooded animals. Snakes, lizards shed their scales or skin cast. Sexes are what? Separate. Fertilization is what? Internal. Oviparous. They lay eggs, and development is what? Direct. Correct. All thing is clear. Okay. Now the last thing, that is what? Example, which is very important to know here. Other reptiles: chameleon, crocodilus, Chilon, and Naga. Yes or no? So Chilon, that is turtle. Chilon, that is what here? Turtle, my dear. And Testudo, tortoise. Chameleon, tree lizard. Calots, garden lizard. Crocodilus, crocodile. Alligator, alligator. Hemidactylus, wall lizard. Poisonous snake, Naza. Cobra, and Bangerus, right? And viper, viper. Okay. So these all are what the class reptilia, my dear. Okay. So here the example is very important to know. Right. Now the two classes left here. Number one, that is next one class is what? Apes. Now see, through apes. And through apes, dear, I'm just going through the NCERT, because all the things that whatever I'm telling you, all the things is what from NCERT. So let's see from apes. What is apes? What the apes is here, my dear? See, apes, the characteristics features of apes, that is all birds. See here, above all birds is here, and presence of what feathers. They are mostly fly, but some are flightless birds. Just take ostrich bird. They possess beak. So see here the different structure of beak. They have also four limbs which modified into wings. This four limbs modified into what? Wings. And lastly the hind limbs, generally scales, modified for walking. See this one the hind limbs which further they help in walking. Then after they help in what? Swimming or clasping to hold the tree branches. As skin is dry. Why skin is dry? Because the gland except the oil gland at the base of the tail. Where the oil gland is present, the skin is dry without glands. Oil gland is present at the base of the tail. Endoskeleton is highly fully ossified. Ossified means what? Bony. And long bones is here. Hollow ear cavities, pneumatic bones. So if I'm saying here the pneumatic bones means what? Hollow bones, so that they can easily fly or flight. So here are the two types of the feathers. One is the flight feathers, second one is down feathers. Flight feather is responsible for the fly in air, while the down feathers is responsible to land on the earth. Here the digestive tract of bird has additional chamber. The crop and gizzard is here. Okay, the heart is completely how much chambered? Four chambered heart. So they are warm blooded, homeothermous. They can maintain their body temperature according to the change in environment. That is, they are able to maintain a constant body temperature. Respiration is by what? Lungs. So now ear sac is also present, which is connected to the lungs, supplement respiration. Sexes are separate, same thing. Fertilization is internal. They are oviparous, they lay eggs. Development is what? Direct. They do not come into the larva stage. Correct example, that is corvus, crow, columba, pigeon, testicula, parrot, and truthio, ostrich, pavo, peacock, appendicites, penguin, and neopheron, vulture medium. So these all are the examples of phylum classes, sorry, X. Now, last one, this one is what? Class Mammalia. We all having what? Mammals. Mammalia, it means what? The organisms which feed milk to their baby. So whatever the animals which feed milk to their baby, they all belong to the what? Classes Mammalia. So see here, they are found in a variety of habitat. Their variety of habitat means what? Either they found in the ice cap, desert, mountains, and what? Forest. Correct. So every place is the mammalia found, even the grassland also, and the dark caves also. Some of them have adapted to fly or live in water. So their body is modified in such a way that can they even fly or live in water also. The most unique mammals, that is the presence of milk producing mammary gland. See, just I tell you. So if I'm saying here the mammary gland, it means what? They have the capacity to feed milk to their baby. Now, by which the young ones are nourished. They have two pair of limbs adapted for walking, running, climbing, burrowing, swimming, or flying. So these all are the limbs which is responsible for performing different basic features. The skin of mammal is what? Unique in posing hair, because all mammals having what? Hair on their body surface. External ear, that is you say the pinna hair, which is present different types of teeth present in the jaw. Heart is how many? Four chambered, that is two auricular, two ventricle. We also have four chambered heart. Homeothermous, they maintain the body temperature according to the change in environment. Respiration is through lungs. Sexes are separate, that is dioecious. Fertilization is internal. They are viviparous with few exception. Development is what? Direct. Clear? Now, oviparous example, Ornithorhynchus platypus. Viviparous is what? Macropus kangaroo, and Pteropus flying fox, Camelus camel, Maca monkey, okay, and Ratus rat, Canis dog, Felis cat, Elephas elephant, Equus horse, Delphinus common dolphin, and Bland and Baleno Petra blue whale, Panthera tigris, that is tiger, and Panthera leo, that is what? Lion. See, now this chapter is completed. Dear, here classes, apes and mammalia, I go through the NCRT. Hope so these all things is clear, because all the things I was still so many times, so many repeated. Nothing a word is be here that is complex. All thing is very simple. I told so many times, so that's why I'm going to up hurry up in through the NCRT line. Okay, तो समझ में आया होगा, अच्छा लगा होगा, क्लियर होगा, सारा चीज मैंने एनसीईआरटी का रख दिया ये डायग्राम के साथ। तो बेटा ये पूरा मैंने क्या कर दिया, कंप्लीट कर दिया, यानी एनिमल किंगडम। अब हम लोग यूनिट 1 का जो चैप्टर पढ़ेंगे वो पढ़ेंगे कौन सा, बायोलॉजिकल क्लासिफिकेशन। सही है, तो बायोलॉजिकल क्लासिफिकेशन दैट इज चैप्टर 2 ऑफ यूनिट 1 क्लास 11th माय डियर, दैट इज डाइवर्सिटी इन लिविंग, राइट। ओके, थैंक यू फॉर वॉचिंग, थैंक यू, हैव a nice day, take care।